Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Stefan, and today we're going to talk all about earthing. Specifically, earthing when earth energies are elevated. What that means is when the earth has a natural energy increase, whether this is in power and the overall strength and amplitudes of the natural resonant frequencies of the earth, the Schumann resonances increase, or whether this is a frequency shift of the Schumann resonances. That is when you need to be out earthing and grounding yourself to the planet so you can stay in phase with its energy systems, because fundamentally everything is based on energy. Right now, for example, over the past week, we've had a very large change in the Schumann resonances. Most of the energy about a week ago was sub 10 hertz, and then now a lot of it is in this higher frequency cloud, greater than mode 2, which is at 14 hertz. It's mostly in the 20 to 30 hertz band. And these frequencies of light overlap with known bioelectric waves and frequencies that we have. Our brain operates in the 0 to 50 plus hertz part of the light spectrum. Our autonomic nervous system has different frequencies that it runs at. For example, the sympathetic nervous system is tied to beta waves, which are like 15 hertz, 20 hertz, 25 hertz. Our heart usually beats around 60 times a minute, which is a 1 hertz wave. So all these frequencies help you to stay alive, and they determine your health and your wellness and your cognition, your consciousness, how you feel, your moods. Your metabolism is basically the aggregate chemical reactions that are happening in your body. So when these reactions are interrupted, or they're delayed, or they're not as efficient as they could be, that's when you have a health downturn. That's when you start to notice negative health effects that might not be for your best. What governs your metabolism in a very large way are the dominant earth energies at the time. So when the energies of the earth shift, when they change, your body ideally changes with them. This will alter your bioelectric system. This will change your DNA genomic expression. And this is all for your best benefit as far as we know. Now, if you get out of phase with the earth energies, that's when you can come down with lethargy, and you can feel nauseous. Maybe you have lots of fatigue, chronic fatigue. Lots of people having long COVID. You can get sick. Maybe you get a virus that activates. There's a whole bunch of things that can happen to you that aren't good. Maybe you experience gut health problems. That's all based on bioelectric activity. But you can mitigate those effects to a very large degree when you stay in phase with the earth. And to do that, you have to practice earthing. So earthing is placing yourself in conductive contact with the earth so you can enable photonic energy transfers between you and the earth. Now, let me just dig into that just a little bit. Light is made up of photons. These are the quanta of light. There's electromagnetic waves as wave expressions too, and photons can be absorbed into different atomic structures like an electron, or sometimes even rarely a nucleus, things of this nature. When there is a higher density of light in one area, that gives that electromagnetic field a high potential. When there's a lower density of light in another area, then it has a low potential. The earth overall is a very large, low potential electromagnetic field because it's hard, solid matter, it's rock, it's minerals, it's photons made slow. It has the ability to absorb a bunch of photons before it has to release them in the form of telluric currents. Now, the human body is very active. You can run around, jump, hop, skip, workout, all these things. Our brain is on fire, very, very active, measurable brain waves. You can get very ramped up. We carry around a very high potential. And that's not a bad thing. It's good to be charged up as long as your charge is in phase with that of the earth. Why this is so important, why you have to respect earth energies, is because everyone fundamentally was born on this planet. No one lives on Mars yet. No one lives on the moon. If they did, they would have to respect the moon or the Mars, energies respectively. But we live here on Earth. So it's in your best interest to connect to the energies of the earth so you can stay in phase, so your metabolism can function the best. This normalizes your endocrine system, your bioelectric system, your autonomic nervous system, your brain waves. I could go on. It's one of the base things, one of the base foundations of your health is your bioelectric system. So by putting yourself in space-time close to the earth, I hope this makes sense, by actually being close to the earth, not separating yourself from the earth, by being in a house on the 4th story, or by wrapping yourself in a bunch of blankets, things of this nature, by actually being close to the earth, you facilitate a easier photonic transfer between you and the earth. High potential, low potential. And when potentials are brought close enough together into conductive contact, electric currents can flow and you equalize. So right now, with the earth energies being so elevated on this planet, and this again is going to happen in the future many times, so this might be relevant to you, who knows when you're watching this, but this might be relevant to you right now. It's usually always relevant, especially during the summer months. Then by putting yourself in contact with the earth, you enable this photonic transfer and you can help your body to not decharge, but to become in phase with the earth. Okay, so that's some of the background on earthing. I wanted to clear that up because there's a lot of misconceptions about earthing. A lot of people don't talk about the actual like geophysics and science of it, and you have to go kind of into quantum physics to understand it to a good degree, in my opinion. What can you do while earthing? Well, you could sit here and just, breathe fresh air and enjoy the sights and sounds. You can stretch while you're earthing. That's a really great thing to do because that also opens up your body and activates different electric currents in your body. So you can just do some simple, let's say like hamstring stretches here. You can even just do like an across the chest stretch. I mean, all the different stretches that exist. Quad stretches, butterfly, yoga, you get the idea. Go put a blanket out on the lawn, go to a park. If you have a backyard like this, then you can do that. Do some stretching. You can simply just lay out if you want. So for example, you could grab your pillow and just enjoy. I hope I show up on screen here. You can simply just lay out. Maybe you're sunbathing, getting some good vitamin D production started up and just enjoying the warmth. And if it's a little colder, don't feel bad. You can put a blanket over you. You're still only about a centimeter away from the earth and over a large surface area. So that's what matters. So you can, kind of get all nice and warm here and really just get comfortable. And the important thing with earthing is that you give yourself some time. You can earth very quickly when it's cold outside because there's a larger temperature differential. So the earth is vibrating slowly. You're vibrating fast. You're 98.6 degrees. I don't know what that is in centigrade. Maybe it's like 30, what would that be? Like low 30s, high 20s. And then the earth itself is much colder. So you have a very quick transfer of photonic energy in the infrared band if it's cold outside. But if it's nice and warm like today, you'll need to spend a little bit more time. But what you can expect is a big increase in parasympathetic activity. When you earth, specifically I find when you lay down and let yourself decompress and relax, you'll feel your musculature release, you'll feel your breathing deepen, and your heart rate will slow, and there's this big release of energy from the body. And then when that happens and you get in phase with the energies of the earth, you might initially, when you come out of that, feel a little tired, but then there's this big upswelling of energy because now you're resonating with the earth, and therefore the biologic energy waves are constructively adding onto the earth energy waves, and therefore your overall energy resonance increases. The intensity of these things increases in a way that behooves you. So you might find yourself not having as much fatigue anymore. Your metabolism is better. The chemical reactions in your body are now more efficient because they are interacting with these waves. You will have improved immunity. Your cognitive state will be better. You might find yourself highly creative, more creative, in a better mood. Emotional stability might be something that you find yourself like, oh wow, I'm not as moody as I was. Your digestion will improve. Gut motility will normalize, and overall you'll just find yourself more in line with kind of how you should be feeling normally. So earthing does all these things for you, and when there are those nice days that happen, like today, I highly recommend that you go out and find a nice piece of grass like this. There's actually a whole bunch of ways to earth. You could go jump into a lake or go swim in the ocean. You could just walk around in the park. It doesn't have to be grass either. Just keep in mind what is the photonic density of something, what's your photonic density, and finding that thing that you can equalize to. This could be a flagpole that's sticking out of the ground. It's sunk way in deep, and then you put your hand on it and you can feel the charge flow out of your hand and into the flagpole. So there's a lot here. I'm going to be making a lot more videos on earthing. I have a very good article on earthing that's fairly comprehensive, so click that in the video description if you want to learn more. There's also my video on earthing here, which is a little bit longer. I suggest you give that a watch. I hope you found this video useful, and I'm looking forward to seeing you around on my channel more. Have a great day. Ciao.